Okay. Good evening, family and friends. I would like to first thank each and every one of you for coming out and showing your support on this beautiful day. As a proud citizen of this country, I am honored to be your president. I have come to you today with a huge concern based on health issues. Mainly concerned about what is it about these fast food places that is making our people so obese. When I took this leadership role of being your president, I promised this country that I would bring change. Obesity is becoming one of the most biggest problems in the United States of America, and we need to put an end to it. Going to fast food companies such as Burger King, Taco Bell, Wendy's, McDonald's, and Checkers are some of the reasons most Americans today are obese. By constantly eating such terrible foods each and every day, you will later build up health problems with your body in the future. Health problems such as heart failure or diabetes. You could die from that. Also, you can get diseases from eating McDonald's food such as salmonella, E. coli, and bloody diarrhea. These diseases are no joke, and anybody can get it. Listen to this. In July 11, 1997, there was a young man named Lee Harding. One day he ordered a soft chicken taco from a Mexican restaurant in Colorado. While eating at that restaurant, he thought the meat he had on his plate had gone bad because it tastes slimy and nasty. An hour later, when he left the restaurant, he began to start getting all types of abdominal cramps. He was a nice shape, fit young man around the age of 22. Later on, his cramps got worse, and he began to have bad diarrhea, which eventually turned to bloody diarrhea. When he went to the doctors, they sent him back home, and the next morning he got a note on his door saying that he had escherichia. Well, that disease is a racial and potential lethal foodborne pathogen. He soon called up a doctor and found out that it had came from a frozen patty that he had eaten before he went to the Mexican restaurant. So my message today is to be careful about what you are eating. So some of you might be thinking to yourself that wouldn't happen to you, but it can happen to anyone. Some of you may be eating out all the time and still looking the same size, but just because you are not getting fat doesn't mean anything. There are still problems that are going wrong in your body. It may not be happening to you at that moment, but it will soon make its way up to you sooner or later, kind of like karma. We as a country need to use our common sense and care for one another, especially care for your child. One day, once you see your child start getting rose, that's when you start helping him or her, helping them him or her by making them do exercises and getting them involved in extracurricular activities such as sports. Keep your child active and don't allow them to just sit, sleep, and watch TV. You may think that some of these food companies are good until you find out on your own. For example, you may look at a nice car and that you like, and it looks very neat and clean. What looks good on the outside may not look too good on the inside. And just because the car looks good doesn't mean that the car runs good. Once you get it, knowing nothing about it, once you get it without knowing nothing about it, whoever had it or where it came from, later on, as you keep driving, you will soon begin to have problems with it and spend loads of money on getting it fixed. Kind of like a burger. It looks good on the outside, but it's terrible in the inside. And later on, throughout your day, your stomach may begin hurting and you will start feeling weird. And then you will have to go to the doctors to find out what's wrong with you. And you will have to start paying for all those medical bills you will soon be getting in the mail. Not only are fast food companies hurting people, meat packing companies are hurting people also. And these meat packing companies Each and every day, workers put themselves in danger by working in these factories, while slaughtering thousands of cows each day, while working in a hot, hostile environment with blood and guts everywhere. Workers have to work at a fast pace just because they are getting so many cows to slaughter each and every day, just to provide for the fast food companies. As a whole, we have increased obesity here in America, especially as African Americans. Blacks had 51% higher prevalence of obesity in 2008 through 2009, and Hispanics had 21% higher obesity prevalence compared with the whites. Another big thing is that we need to stop blaming others for their own actions, meaning that when it comes to food, fast food restaurants, you need to have some control of what you're eating. A brave young man named Morgan did a film on McDonald's called Super Size Me. In this film, he did a project on himself just by eating McDonald's for 30 days straight. The food was so terrible that he couldn't even go through the whole project, but did the majority of it. Before he had started, his cholesterol was at 168. When he ended this project, his cholesterol increasingly rose in 200 to 25. Also, he gained 24 pounds, and his liver turned to fat. Also, he almost could have died, and his body weight increased by 7%. As a whole, we must put an end to this obesity. Not only are we jeopardizing our health, but we are jeopardizing our future for our young children. Today starts a new day, a new beginning, a change. From here on out, we must limit ourselves to about 2 to 3 items from McDonald's daily. A nutrition class should be taught in all schools all over the country, in elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools. In middle school, students in 6th grade are required to read the Fast Food Nation book, and by the 8th grade, they should have already seen the movie Super Size Me. I apologize if I wore you down for this speech, but we must act on this situation now and not later. If we act on it now, then it will most likely lower the rate of obesity instead of just waiting and letting things escalate to something bigger. I appreciate you all for coming out today, but please take my word in consideration for a better nation and to put obesity to an end. Thank you, and God bless America.